Hello everyone, welcome back to another one of my videos. I thought that we could ask the cards what sort of messages that your spirit guides have for you. So before us we have 5 different piles. Pile number 1 with this piece of blue chalcedony here. Pile number 2, this blue hairband. Pile number 3, this shell-shaped piece of angel quartz. Very fitting, right? Pile number 4 with this lovely piece of rose quartz. We've seen this piece quite often. Is it going to focus? There it is. And pile number 5 with this lovely, lovely chunk of amethyst here. Like, look at all those crystals. Is it going to focus? Yep. Oh man, it's gorgeous, right? So happy about this find. Anyway, yeah, so here, those are our 5 piles today. Take a second to decide which one is yours. And without further ado, let us begin. Alrighty, pile number 1 with this piece of blue chalcedony here. So blue chalcedony has I guess is associated with your throat chakra, so it helps you communicate effectively and gently, to think logically. Also, it's a wonderful stone. That piece, well, this piece specifically, I picked it up and I was just like, man, I have to have it, even though it was kind of expensive, but it was just like I couldn't put it down. So anywho, enough of my little stories. Let's get started with your reading. So I'm going to start us off with the Arcana of Astrology to get some general messages or themes about their message to you. So for pile number 1, what messages do their spirit guides have for them? Whoa, literally flew out. Hold on. So we have Pluto. When we think of Pluto, we think of addictions, getting rid of addictions as well, transformation, death, getting to the root of things, to the base of things, the core. We also have Scorpio, which rules Pluto, or Pluto rules Scorpio, vice versa. So yeah, definitely having to do with those themes that I had already named. There's also an underlying message of sorry, I'm having trouble communicating today. This is like the 6th time I've tried filming this, but yeah. What I want to say is that psychology is definitely something that comes to mind when I think of Scorpio. Therapy as well. So it makes me think of maybe it has something to do with you needing to go see a therapist or something. Maybe work on yourself, work on your inner demons, that sort of thing. Let's get some magical Neko cards to get a further idea, I guess, of what you're dealing with. What is it that pile number 1 is dealing with that is relevant to their message? Okay, we have the dead and decaying fungus cat. So this is very Scorpion as well. So transformation, transforming from a cat that was once alive to, you know, the birth of life for these little fungi here. But when it came out, it was actually reversed. So you're not letting something die. You're not letting something decay. You're holding on to something. What else? All right. So you're definitely scared of something. You feel alien in whatever situation you are in. And you might be distracting yourself with maybe video games going on the computer. This is supposed to be a video game control, but at first it made me think of a keyboard. You might be addicted to the internet, addicted to playing games on the computer maybe. But yeah, I think it's a habit that perhaps that you are in need of changing or ending. Let me grab some tarot cards, and for your pile we're actually using the Chrysalis Tarot. Alright, so what are the actual messages from their spirit guides? What do they want to tell them? Four of Swords in reverse. Do you know what that makes me think of? Like somebody's room. Whenever you think of Four of Swords, it's like oftentimes somebody resting in their room, protected by the four corners of their room. You need to get out, is what they're trying to tell you. You need to get out. You're kind of like descending into a sort of, dare I say, psychosis. Like it's just not healthy for you physically or mentally to be stuck in a room like that. We have 10 of Swords. So you might have some anxiety about going outside. And we have 6 of Wands. But in the end, you have so much anxiety. Sorry. You have so much anxiety, but your anxiety is greater than actually doing it and facing, like going outside. Like that act of actually going out and experiencing what the outside has to offer, that is much less stressful than being in your head the entire time, worrying about what might happen, or stressing about the fact that you are stuck in a room, you know? I've definitely been there before. I can totally relate to the situation. I myself spent like over 6 months while I was supposed to be in college, like just cooped up in my room. Every day was just like basically just sleeping. I was so depressed. And I felt so much depression, or so much anxiety over the prospect of going out. But once I actually took that step outside, like, I'm not gonna say it was, well, actually, it was pretty amazing, just because, like, it was such a stark contrast from being shut in that room all of the time, you know? The fresh air, the sun in my face, like, it's all, like, very cliche, but it was, like, definitely, like, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but, I don't know, I read this somewhere. I just can't remember where, and I can't give you a source, but it was something along the lines how the outside is kind of like the best multivitamin that you could give yourself. Like, sure, you can take like vitamins and stuff, and that's like definitely vitamins and minerals, those are very important, but nothing can substitute like going outside. So I would recommend you, well, I don't want to put more stress on you, but I would recommend you to, you know, put your fears in the backseat. Don't let it consume you. And take that venture outside. We have the Queen of Pentacles here. The Tower. And Judgment. Okay. I want to say that maybe once upon a time you had it all. You were this Queen of Pentacles here, and you were like, look at this person. They're so comfortably working on their painting here. Clearly they don't have a care in the world because they're so secure and they're able to like express their creativity as they like. What I see from that sequence of the Queen of Stones to the Tower to Judgment is that something happened to you. Something happened to you, and something happened to you that forced you to go within. Like, you've always been very creative and always been kind of like introverted. And so you going into your room, staying in your room, it was kind of like trying to find your safe space or safe place after something drastic had happened to you. As far as what happened, though, I don't know what could have occurred. I think with the alien above here, maybe you were ostracized by your community somehow. We also have the Pilgrim here, Page of Scrolls or Page of Swords. Yeah, I think it definitely has to do with community. You no longer felt welcomed in your environment, so you opted to become a recluse. Are there any other messages? Five of Swords in reverse. So, yeah, basically, stop overthinking. You're essentially thinking yourself into loops, into circles that end up nowhere. They just stress you out even more. And like, you don't end up taking action that way. Like, I know that you're trying to solve whatever like issue it is concerning this tower and your situation and everything, you staying in your room, all those things, all of these like pressures. I know as the Queen of Pentacles, like, you would feel inclined to solve these problems. But in trying to think of a way to solve these problems, you're staying locked in your head and not actually taking the steps to solve them. You need to dive into the deep end. Kind of. You just need to get your foot in the pool, essentially. So, yeah. So to recap, your guides want to tell you that you need to stop isolating yourself in your room. You can't stay away from people, or you can, but at least go outside, you know? You definitely overthink too much. Stop overthinking and just do it. Go out there. See that the world isn't as harsh as your mind is trying to make you believe. Anyway, that was your reading, pal number 1. Let me know what you thought of it. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, just let me know what your situation is. I'd love to hear about it and everything. And I hope you're able to make that first step, pal number 1. We'll see you next time. Bye. Alrighty, pal number 2 with this blue hairband here. Today we're actually going to be using the lovely Omens Tarot for your reading. But we're going to start with my favorite, Arcana of Astrology, to get some general themes over the message that your spirit guides have for you. Oh. So we have Uranus. So I think of listening to your intuition, acknowledging your eccentricities. Oh. New moon. So this is a sort of new challenge for you. And Scorpio, having to do with intensity, addictions, When I think of Uranus and Scorpio together, I think of sudden and drastic changes that are unpredictable. And then coupled with that new moon here. Oh, we also have waning gibbous. So. Okay. So with the waning gibbous next to Scorpio, what I'm getting is that you are the type to be a little bit possessive. You're kind of a control freak. But because this is waning, you are no longer experiencing the same sort of benefits that you have in the past for being this way. In the past, you were sort of rewarded for these qualities. Like, it worked for you. You would, those skills were adaptive to your past environment. But that is no longer going to be the case. You're going to find that the harder that you try to hold on to things, to people, to situations, like, the less it's going to serve you. And with this Uranus and new moon here, you're going to have to start living with unpredictability. What's the phrase? Like, moving with the swings or something? I don't think that's the actual phrase, but you know what I mean. Like, you just have to learn how to weather out unpredictable storms. Because life is unpredictable, and you're gonna have to run into situations that you didn't prepare yourself for. Hold on. Okay, so as I was picking up the magical Neko cards, this one fell out, the smoking cat. So this suggests that maybe you have some sort of bad habit of smoking. It also suggests that you are a naturally anxious person. A lot of people smoke in order to calm themselves down with the nicotine. So yeah, it just like goes along with the theme of you being kind of a control freak and needing to have to resort to sedating yourself or calming yourself down in some way because life is starting to throw like huge curveballs at you. We have the sleeping cat, but it came out in reverse. So you're not really sleeping, and that might be something that you need to do. Like, because with your physical body, with our physical bodies, we have to like sleep. That's mandatory. But I know that in modern society, that's not usually the case. Usually people get so they're just so busy that they don't take the proper time to rest. But that's definitely it's definitely one of the best things that you can do for yourself. By taking care of your body, your mood will improve, your health will improve, and that'll just better enables you to deal with, you know, those curveballs that I was telling you about. Anywho, so we have 5 of Pentacles upright. So you were left out in the cold. That's the generic interpretation there. We have Ace of Cups by a lover. You were left out in the cold by your lover. We have 3 of Wands in reverse. Could have been an affair. Or it could just be referring to your relationship. You kind of were waiting for your ships to come in for that particular relationship, but it never did. You were waiting for it to move to the next level, but it never did. We have the 5 of Swords, definitely a lot of arguing. What are some messages? What are some messages from pile 2, or for pile 2 from their spirit guides? The Sun. Look at that. When I look at this card, I think of how personal happiness is actually, you know, in your own hands. You can't depend on other people to make you happy. Because it's, you know, everybody experiences happiness in their own ways. And if you base your happiness on somebody else, like their approval of you or their ability to make you happy, it's just, it's toxic. And then we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Seven of Wands. You're definitely a very... You're cold and cutting with your words. And you have sort of a fighting spirit. You are kind of defensive. You're a defensive person. And look at that, the Fool in reverse. Like upright, you can see this person crying, right? For you, however, you liken yourself as a queen. I mean, we're all queens, right? Like we all have our own personal power, but in this situation, you're giving that up. Like there are some situations that you can't control, and you can't let that reflect on you personally. It's just life. You can't be so prideful that you can't let yourself cry. Or just be in true sorrow. So, what I'm getting out of this spread so far is your spirit guides are telling you that you need to let go. You need to swallow your pride, kind of. But you just gotta let go and let yourself feel. Relax. You know how they say that, like, if you were to be in an accident or something, like if there was a car crash or you fell off a cliff or something, the best case, like the best way that you can deal with it is just to relax and that your body sort of flop around and not resist whatever forces are being acted upon you. I think that definitely applies to you. Like, don't take things so personally. Don't take things so seriously. Yes, they suck, but life goes on, and you must too. When I think of the Fool, I think of somebody who is super, like, flexible and just open to anything that life has to offer. But we have the Fool in reverse, right? So you're not being receptive to all these new things. You're just, you're hurt, understandably so. Or you're hurt and you are defensive, and that's understandable. But you can't let yourself stay in that sort of state of mind. Your spirit guides really want you to remember what it's like to be happy again. And that's all dependent on you. I'm gonna grab the Magical Neko deck again, just to see what sorts of activities they suggest for you. Well, besides sleeping. What other activities should pile 2 be up to deal with the stress? Look at that. Just literally relax. Go sleep. Take a spa day. Pamper yourself. Pamper your body. Take care of your body. Recharge. And eat some damn good food. All right. Well, Pal 2, that was your reading. Let me know what you thought, what your current situation is. Like, subscribe, comment, you know the drill. But yeah, I'm super curious as to what's going on. But I mean, you already got the advice. Rest up, eat well. Don't worry too much about what is happening or what has happened. Anyway, yeah. You all have a nice one, and we will see you in the next reading. Bye. Alrighty, pile number 3 with this angel quartz here. Alright. Let's get started with the Arcana of Astrology to get some general themes of your situation here. General messages about your situation, or like the advice in general. Let's see though. Oh. Okay, we have the waxing crescent. So immediately I think of sort of apprenticeship, building on skills. We have Cancer. Has to do with nurturing, caretaking, making food, culinary skills, that sort of thing. What else? Okay. We have Lilith. So talking about our base desires, our instincts, the actions that we take based on instincts. Anything else? And Leo. So Leo is all about the self, the sun. Like, sort of like showing yourself on stage. That's a Leo quality. Like, coupled with Cancer, though, it makes me think of having a large family, a large, boisterous, like, lively family. That's what it makes me think of. And we also have Jupiter. So I think that just confirms my suspicion that, yes, you have a large family. Because Jupiter is all about expansion. Alright, let's get some magical Neko cards. Ah! Too much. Too many. Yep, too many. What is it that pile 3's spirit guides want to address? Okay, so there's some sort of obstacle that is not being undertaken. It's too intimidating to you. And it's also a newer sort of lesson, embarking on this, embarking on the journey that would be conquering whatever obstacle this is pertaining to. Because of the waxing crescent, it is new. You've started to have the essential lessons that are needed in order to conquer your obstacle, but you're still in the learning process. So you're kind of apprehensive and you're not ready yet, or you feel like you're not ready, but we'll see. We also have the book cat, or the studying cat. I think that you know of this looming mountain in your immediate future, and so you're trying to prepare for it. That's good. Does it have to do with traveling? For some reason, it makes me think of traveling to a distant place with mountains. Maybe it has to do with hiking or something. You want to go on this big trip. Your family might be apprehensive, or Yeah, they're worried. Yeah, so you're wanting to go on this big trip, maybe to like a place like Nepal or something, or like for some reason I'm thinking of somebody trying to take on like Mount Everest or something, but it could be something else. It could be another like hiking or outdoorsy challenge, or just a challenge in general. All right, so we have the Temperance in reverse. So yeah, I think that maybe your family is making it tough for you to take on this journey. Like there are a lot of different like opinions, people just like pulling you this way and that, saying, oh, you should watch out for this, you should watch out for that, oh, maybe you shouldn't go. And then other sides of your family are like, no, this is such an awesome opportunity. Like you should, I would totally go if I were you, you know. Oh, you're landing in this place? Oh, I would definitely go at it a different way. I would go to this city instead of that one that you chose. And like just a lot of, you know, opinions from your family. Like trying to tell you what to do. Hold on. A couple cards came out. We have 3 of Wands. Oh my gosh. So it is traveling. 9 of Pentacles. Like you're set. You have the money to do so. What other messages? Other messages does pile number 3's spirit guides want to tell them? So when we initially drew the Cancer and Leo cards, what I thought for some reason was like being smothered. Being smothered by love. We have the High Priestess in reverse. So yeah, you're being smothered by your family members. They're not really letting you like put... They're like trying to put too much of their input into your trip. And, you know, it's your trip. Like, tell them to back off, you know? Like, your spirit guides are telling you, you have the money to go and do whatever the fuck you want. You, perhaps you're waiting at this time. It's not time to go quite yet, but, like your ships are coming in. They're coming, and you just gotta wait patiently. And, like, kind of tune out all the naysayers, the people that have differing opinions, have opinions about where you should go, not really letting you decide, not letting you listen to your intuition. Like, fuck them. Like, yeah, they're family, they care about you, and they probably have your best interest in mind, but, like, tell them to back off, you know? We have the 8 of Wands. So, like, it could represent, like, their opinions, like, just a lot of fast talking and actions, like, surrounding you, trying to sway you this way or that. Or it could mean that you feel as though in order to get shit done, you need to get it, like, quickly and, like, all at once. Is that going to be the case, though? Or perhaps you're still on the fence about whether or not you want to take this trip because of these talking peanuts around you. So you're just going to make this one swift decision that either takes you on the trip or like you might cancel the trip altogether. But I think you're leaning towards going. You're kind of apprehensive, like I said. People's opinions aren't helping. And I think once you make a decision, you're just going to go at it full speed. Quickly. We also have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So yeah, it's telling you not to go back and forth on your decision. Like, just go for it. Go for it. Whoa! I just messed up my cards again. What is this? But 2 cards came out, so I ought to show you them before I fix my deck here. We have 3 of Cups. I think like really fun times await you if you were to take this trip. And you have Page of Swords. I think it's going to be an opportunity. This whole thing is an opportunity for you to learn how to speak your truth. To uphold boundaries, even against like family members. I know how that is. You might feel like indebted to them, or you could feel like you owe them something, or like previously they have helped you out and you feel like you should be inclined to listen to them all the time, but that's not the case. It's a situation by situation like thing. And in this situation, you need to follow your gut. You need to prepare adequately and not let the naysayers dissuade you. Of course, you should properly prepare. I don't know if I'm channeling the people around you, but like, as somebody who has traveled alone before overseas, like across the ocean, like you need to prepare for like all sorts of scenarios. But don't take that as like an intimidating thing. Take that as like a challenge, a fun challenge. Like know that the work that you put in, you're putting it in for yourself, okay? All right, so pile number 3, that was your reading. Let me know what you thought. Like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And yeah, let me know if you actually go traveling, because I love that kind of shit. I'm a Sag, so. Anyway, I guess we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Alrighty, welcome pile number 4 with this rose quartz here. Hello. Okay, let's get started with Arcana of Astrology, just to get a general theme of your situation and or advice. Waxing Gibbous in reverse. So you're hitting some sort of snag in a lesson that you've been learning. Or like there's a theme in the challenges that you've been facing. But you've hit a rut. And then we have Waning Gibbous. So you're kind of going in reverse right now, which is fine. Sometimes that's just the nature of like lesson learning. We have Hygeia. We have Capricorn. And we have Cancer. I think Hygeia is the purifier. Not 100% sure though. Purifier. And then Capricorn and Cancer here. Capricorn, Cancer. They're actually signs on the same axis. So they're opposing signs on the wheel. Having to do with, it's kind of like family versus career. Yeah. Let's get some magical Neko cards. What is the situation with pile number 4? Okay, look at this lackadaisical cat here. Catching butterflies or something. So the axis between Cancer and Capricorn is definitely the The uniting theme between Cancer and Capricorn is definitely responsibility. And then we have decaying fungus cat. Yeah. So usually when I pull that card, I pay a lot of attention to the fungus or the fact that there's life growing out of the fungus. But in this case, I think that you are actually shirking your responsibilities. It's more like you're kind of tired. Like you're at the stage where you've been, you know, you've been going through this lesson already. You've had a bunch of like similar challenges that you've been conquering and solving, running into like issues along the way, but you've reached a point where you feel that, you know, you are adept enough somewhat where you can sort of relax, but that's not really the case. But you are tired. I'll give you that. You're tired of the routine. You're tired of the responsibility. You're tired of having to clean up, like after this dead cat here. And all you want to do is spend some time just freely catching butterflies. Hey, I understand that. Okay, so that is all for the magical Neko cards. As for your tarot cards, we're using the Crystal Unicorn deck today. We have Six of Wands. Keep trudging at it, your spirit guides say. Don't give up just yet. You probably hate being a responsible adult, having to go to work and then come home and have to take care of your household. Like, I get that. You're like, when is it my turn to have fun? We have Page of Pentacles. So career-wise, you're definitely in a place where, I mean, you're getting money, you're learning better ways to make money, but you're kind of... Oh, we also have Ace of Swords here. You're at a place where... Oh. We have 10 of Wands. Okay. So yeah, you're just at a place where you're super tired. With this Page of Pentacles, like you've hustled a fair bit and you're still a page. You were expecting to be a knight already, or a queen of pence, you know? So we also have King of Swords. You might be screwed over. You might have been screwed over by some sort of authoritative figure like your boss or something. Maybe they aren't paying you enough. Maybe it's a gender gap. Gender wage gap thing. Knight of Cups. It's telling you that you need to, your spirit guides want to tell you that you need to be pursuing something that you're passionate about. That you can, that you know that, like, you can sort of express your creativity. You can sort of express your sword. For some reason, I felt compelled to put the King of Swords in reverse underneath this Ace of Swords here. And the situation that I see in my mind's eye is that, like, you try to assert yourself, but, like, in your situation with your boss there, they don't want you to express that. They don't care about your individuality. Or not in a way where you feel comfortable, you know? And so maybe it's not the best situation for you to be at. Conversely, like if we're talking about home, we could also be talking about a partner who doesn't listen to you. And you could also have a separate love interest coming in with that Knight of Cups. Somebody who actually cares about you or wants to offer you their heart. But I think like 60 or 70% of you are going to be like, it's going to be career that we're looking at. So we have the Three of Wands in reverse. Wow, Three of Wands in all readings so far. The Tower. And Eight of Pentacles. So yeah. Yeah, your spirit guides are telling you to abort whatever it is that you're on, like career or relationship wise. Like, another one came out. We have Seven of Swords in reverse. Sneaky shit. It could be your boss, could be your partner. Like, abort. Leave that situation. It's not doing you any good, and you need to start pursuing something that's more fulfilling for you. You're feeling drained for a reason. It's not responsibility that is your problem. It is putting effort into something that no longer serves you or doesn't serve you adequately. And something that you don't, you know, sincerely believe in. What else? And if this Tower moment hasn't happened already, if the shit hasn't already hit the fan, it's gonna hit the fan at some point. Something's gonna crack. Could be you. You could have a breakdown or something like that. You could find out that your boss or partner has been doing sneaky shit that like jeopardizes your safety or your efforts, or just like makes you lose faith in them as people. And then we have the King of Wands in reverse. So it could be multiple people that are like doing shady shit around you, trying to manipulate you in some way at work or at home. So yeah, again, I think the message for you is to find responsibility or pursue responsibility in something that you actually care about, okay? That is the gist of your reading here today. Follow your heart. This is the rose quartz after all. All right. Oh, and we also have the Knight of Cups, right? Follow your damn heart, people. Anyway, that was your reading, pile number 4. Let me know what you thought. Comment, subscribe, like, all that wonderful stuff. And I guess I will see you in the next reading. All right. Well, bye. Alrighty, pile number 5. Welcome, welcome. You chose the piece of amethyst here. Good choice. It's gonna focus. Yes. Alright, let's get started with the Arcana of Astrology to get a theme of your message today or your situation. Vesta, spirituality, stoking the fire of the soul, I guess you could say, or the fire of faith. Oy. New moon. It's a new challenge. You have Sagittarius, the teacher of the zodiac. So you could be a preacher. Wow, welcome. You could be a preacher, a spiritual teacher, a guide yourself. And we have Psyche. So you could be a psychologist, you could be a therapist, and in this lifetime it's kind of your challenge maybe to help humanity, to help people. To help people face the challenges of their psyche, or just to accept themselves, that sort of thing. Yeah, this new moon could refer to new clients of yours. Or it could mean that you are not yet comfortable with this role of being somebody's therapist, of being a teacher to somebody. Which I get. You could be spiritual, and that's actually pretty common amongst people who practice psychology. I myself was a psychology major. So, what is the queerance problem for pile number 5? Problem or situation? Wow, it's not wanting to come out today. What is pile number 5 situation? Come on, Nekos. Oh, there you are. Lumberjack cat. So, building something. We have the sumo cat. Okay, so my first thought, I think of overeating, overindulging. I also think of sports, which are just like one-off sort of things, where, I mean, when you do face off on with somebody or with something, like a match or a dispute or something, it's usually like short-lived, right? You don't have to spend too much time planning about it. You have to like manage what your immediate impulses are in that moment. Well, as a lumberjack cat, like, what are you doing? What are you putting your efforts into? You're chopping down wood, getting the right materials, chopping them up in the right size, out of the right kind of wood in order to build a house or something, or construct something much bigger, something that you have to plan for in advance, beginning from when you start chopping that tree down, right? So I think your situation has to do more with like long-term planning and kind of like structure. Definitely, structure is an issue. It's creating structure for yourself and others is definitely a challenge for you because it's a new sort of challenge and you're used to reacting in the moment rather than planning out what you need to do. Sorry to be repetitive with my words, but I mean, I think y'all know what I mean. Anyway, today we are using the True Black Tarot for your pile. Alright. As I've said, well, I don't know if I've showcased this one quite yet, but this deck is kind of a pain in the ass to shuffle, at least in that way. But yeah, what are some messages from your guides, your spirit guides? Oh my god. Okay. All right. So, okay, we have the Tower in reverse. We have the King of Cups in reverse. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. And Judgment in reverse. Something tells me that you're kind of like in a position where you are kind of holding on for dear life in some respect to your old habits, your old way of doing things, of where you can just like use your instincts to just react to the current situation, but that is no longer serving you. Like, not at all. It's the universe isn't giving you an inch, and that's why you have this tower here in reverse. Like, it's gonna fall apart any second, and you're trying your best to keep it from falling over. Well, I'm gonna tell you that that's not gonna help. Here, hold on 1 second. A bunch of other cards fell. You have the King of Cups in reverse, so you're kind of like closing off to, like, your intuition is double-sided. It helps you with like I said, reacting to things in your immediate environment, but it also makes you hypersensitive. You are probably an empath or highly intuitive, but you kind of shut yourself off because you know that the tower is gonna fall, so you're numbing yourself. What else? We have the Hanged Man in reverse. Like, just imagine someone trying to like hold up a falling tower, or a tower that's supposed to be like collapsing. You're like trying to single-handedly hold it together. So you can't move. You're stuck in a position, but it's not like you are contemplating life's challenges or like lessons or like what you should be doing. Like, all you're focused on currently is just to keep the tower from falling, whatever the tower is for you. And Judgment in reverse suggests that that's not what you should be doing right now. Just let the damn thing fall. Okay, so for the other cards that came out, we have the Page of Pentacles. Focus on that money. Justice. Ace of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Man, all these money cards. And the Chariot in reverse. So I'm sort of puzzled by the Chariot in reverse. Maybe it's gonna, maybe the connection is gonna click. But let's go through the other four first, and then we'll see about the Chariot in reverse. Anyway, what I'm seeing is your spirit guides are actually telling you that you need to be focusing on your money right now. I guess the Tower event has to do with your money and security. You need to find a job where it's, well, at the very base of it, find a job. Find a job where you can sustain yourself. Don't be too slow or too deliberate in making your decision of where to work, because you should take whatever opportunity falls into your lap. Don't be too slow. Don't let opportunities pass you by. And think rationally. I think the Chariot, even though this is reversed, it's not as though you should stop moving. It's telling you you've got to move, but you need to be careful of your motivations, or if you're thinking logically. Like, the whole theme of your reading here is that you need to be planning for the future. Yes, that requires a lot of thought, right? But there is also a time limit. Like, the world keeps spinning. People, like, the world changes around you. You need to be careful and also be timely about your decision of where you're gonna work. You're gonna encounter bumps on your road to becoming like this spiritual teacher or therapist or whatever. Maybe you're not gonna like be able to find a job in the field quite yet. Like, that's pretty normal. And you might have to start off at other jobs, but you need to do what you do in order to get that base of money first. The universe is telling you that you need to prepare. Or I guess your spirit guides are telling you that you need to prepare. Make a little nest egg or whatever, accumulate some money, and then look at your... Not and then. I think you should be looking at your options, your other options too, but you need to keep in mind that you have... you have pressing concerns as well as long-term concerns, and you need to take care of both rather than just one. You have the potential to be of help to a lot of people with that Psyche and Sagittarius, Vesta. You might have a tendency of, like, being in your head a little bit. But in the end, it's telling you that you need to, your spirit guides are telling you that you need to take action, but careful action. Alright, if we keep going, I'm just gonna keep saying the same type of shit. Let me grab the magical Neko deck again and see what else we can get from there. What's some advice or recommended activities for pile number 5? Clear your mind, relax, maybe actually go to hot springs. Yeah, be in a good state of mind to be able to make the best decision for yourself. And then we have the conversing cats over tea, I guess. I think you should listen to your own intuition. Don't let other people sway your opinion of where you should be going, where you should be employed at. Yeah. So listen to yourself, plan out your actions, and actually take the actions. All right, so pile number 5, that was your reading. Let me know what you thought. Like, subscribe, give me a comment. And yeah, I guess I will see you in the next reading. Bye.